in the last couple of years, the community aspect of like what artists are doing, it just became so important because there's so many artists out there and it's very oversaturated. And so the artists that are really able to cultivate that community are really the ones that are killing it right now. And that's so important.
Ever wonder how top DJs actually built their careers?
I had to do 15 years of hard work to get any of the recognition that I wanted.
Where I saw a turning point in my career is when I became true to myself.
From marketing and mindset to networking and negotiation, I'm giving you the tools you need to build a lasting career in dance music.
Give them bits of you and your everyday life.
You have to change the way you view the word no. Like me, I'm encouraged by it.
Join me, Olivia Mancuso, and industry leaders as we reveal what it really takes to turn your passion into profit. This is Elevated Frequencies. Welcome to your weekly elevation, your dose of real strategies for real results in dance music. I'm Olivia, and today we are talking with Henry Fong about something every artist is dealing with, but most handle completely wrong: the social media burnout that is killing creativity and momentum. Henry went from viral post after viral post to kind of losing his social media mojo, just like we all do at one point or another. But instead of doubling down on just rapid content creation like everyone else does, he did something most artists would never consider. He created his own world. We've talked about this before. We're talking about his night market concept that brings Asian street food culture to electronic music, and why his Filipino family now cooks for 300 people at his events, and how going from chasing algorithms to building real community completely changed his career trajectory. This conversation will flip your perspective on what actually building lasting fan connections looks like and why the artists creating their own experiences are the ones who will survive the next industry shift. All right, last time we spoke, you told me you were a national laser tag champion. You're an avid fisherman. You're an artist. Has there been any other accolades you've added to the list since 2023 when we last spoke?
I don't know about accolade, but I'm also a very avid surfer.
I knew that.
And I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too. Haven't done it yet, but I want to do a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition at some point soon, hopefully.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So I don't have the accolade yet, but
you're planning for it.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And I was looking at your socials the other day, and
I don't post that much anymore, but
do you really? You really don't?
Not as much as I used to. Yeah.
Do you feel like you haven't had to, like you've been able to kind of slow down a little bit, or where are you at with that?
I feel like I was doing good the last couple of years with it, and then now it's like the volume. You have to do so much volume because there's so many people posting, and I think trial reels changed the whole thing. And now everybody's just like putting so many trial reels out there. So the whole thing is like oversaturated, and you're just like fighting for more attention. And I'm just like sitting back like, okay, fuck, I gotta rethink like my strategy and what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was more like a really like one banger post a week kind of thing. And that I don't think that works anymore, fortunately. But yeah.
Have you figured out what works for you yet?
It's just changing. Like I thought I had it figured out like between 2022 and 2024. I was like, I was like on this streak. I was just like having all of these viral bangers. And then just like, I feel like between last year and now, it's just totally changed. Just like the way the metrics and the platforms change, and it's all based on watch time and watch time retention and all this like bullshit. And it's just like, Instagram didn't used to be that way, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's funny because YouTube's always been that way. YouTube is always like watch time and retention.
Right.
And so the whole game now is just like get people to stay the first 3 seconds and watch the whole video. And it's just like, yeah, that's kind of new for Instagram, I think. So
I think a lot of artists assume that when you kind of hit a certain stride with your career, that you have it all figured out on, in life and social media, whatever. Has there been any impact with the frustrations you're dealing with social media? Has there been any impact on your career?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Like you can just feel like it just has this like momentum feel to it. It's like, if you're not having like when you're having a bunch of viral posts, everybody's like, bro, you're killing it. You're killing it. And it's like, I didn't really do anything different. You just had a couple posts that did good. And then when you don't have those posts for a little bit, you're like, it's like, you don't get those comments the same a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think there's just this thing when, you have that social media momentum, people are like, everybody around you, like people in the industry and stuff. Like I had people come in the industry coming up to me, like other managers, like saying like, "Oh, I saw your post, blah blah blah." And
It
it's just
kinda
like,
gets-
and now it's like, okay, I haven't figured it out. This year is maybe as good as I was doing it last year.
Yeah.
So
It's a mind fuck a
it
little
really
bit.
is.
Because it has nothing to do with your ability as an artist or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's like a metric that you have to track.
Yeah, you have to track it, and you just have to. I mean, at this point, I've been doing social media now for like since Facebook was even Facebook. So I've been doing social media for 15 years plus, probably at this point, and it's just dynamically changing every 3 months, 6 months, whatever. And it's just going to be something new every single time. And the game is just like adapt, evolve, keep up with it, and then figure it out. And then it's at this platform, and then it's this platform, and then you know the way you post things, it's this and this, and it's just evolved so much over the years. And so I think it's just like, okay, it's in a new evolution, and just got to figure out what the next way to do that is. But I think it's definitely a volume game at this point, and it's like, how do you get high quality volume and just that's you have to cut through the noise, I think, with it.
Right. And it becomes like a full-time job, which is not which is not what you intended to do
Yeah.
with your life.
Yeah, nobody signs up for that, but it's just you got to do it, and there's just no complaining about it, you know.
Well, so one thing that you've done that I looked back at, I guess you started at the end of last year, it sounds like, is your night market.
Yeah.
Which I think is so cool, and I want to hear all about it, because especially on it comes across amazingly on social, and you know, in one way that helps vary your content, right? You have this whole new concept that and that's not why you did it, obviously, but you have this whole new concept to bring to the world. So talk to me about night market. What was the impetus for starting that?
I think at one point I was just like sitting there, like maybe the beginning, like 2 years ago, and I was just like, I've been DJing full time now for about 15 years, and it's just like I just go to the same clubs, I play, and that was it, over and over again. And it was like becoming a little bit like, what can I do to bring a new experience to fans and to people? And I'm just like, am I really just going to go to this club and play it for the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th time? Or is like, so I sat back and I just like thought about it, like what kind of experience can I do? And then in the last couple of years too, like the community aspect of like what artists are doing, it just became so important because there's so many artists out there and it's very oversaturated. And so the artists that are really able to cultivate that community are really the ones that are killing it right now. And that's so important. And so I was like, okay, I know this is important and I want to give back and have a better community for fans. But at the same time, it's like, I want to have a new experience too. And then I was like, wait a second, what if I did this? I was like really inspired by going over to Asia over the years. I toured a lot in Asia over the years. And so I was just basically like, how do I get this kind of like Asian night market vibe and do a show with it, you know? And I just like loved, like, especially like a place like the main inspiration is going somewhere like Taiwan. Like Taiwan is like, they have these like some of the best night markets in the whole world, probably the best. And
I've never been to Asia. What's a night market?
It's just like this giant street with all these like vendors, and there's just all kinds of stuff like food, toys, like whatever. And it's just this one street, especially the one in particular I'm thinking about in Taiwan. It's called Rahui. I don't know how to say that correctly. I think that's how you say it. But you walk down and it's maybe like a half a mile, and it's just, it doesn't get popping till like the sun goes down. So it's just like, you know, an 8 p.m. to like after midnight thing. And yeah, you just kind of like, everybody starts their weekend night out. They go to like stuff like that, or they're out eating with their friends, and then they go to the club, and then they go hang out and drink with their friends and stuff. And so it's just like the nights are always like very interconnected like that over in Asia. And it's like in LA or like maybe in New York, you kind of have a degree of that, but it's just not in the same atmosphere.
Yeah, it's not all like condensed like that necessarily. Like I'm picturing like there's outdoor eating. Everyone's kind of
like,
yeah. They do in Chicago when after COVID happened, they shut down a lot of streets like once a week and put all the seating for the restaurants on that row outside. So in the middle of the street,
it's kind of like
same vibe. Yeah,
it has a vibe. But like here, it's like the farmers markets in the day is like the thing. Like in LA, everybody wants to go to the farmers market.
Yeah.
Not the night market and stuff. So it's like to get that like nightlife culture mixed in with the food culture, I think is super cool. So I was just really inspired by that. And I was like, okay, what can I do? And then I talked to my team about it. And at first everybody was like, I don't know about this, Henry. And I was like, no, trust me. So, and then it started to piece it together. And then people were like, oh, this is cool. And then me and my team, we pitched it to Insomniac. And Insomniac's like, we really like this idea.
It's so unique. I haven't heard of anything.
Really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, keep going and then we can talk.
So we're like, okay, what if we do this? What if we get like a couple Asian food vendors and we put them out on the patio at Academy? As the first venue that we did it at was Academy, which has this like beautiful patio outside. Mm-hmm. And then we like, I've seen other people do food events there like that. Like my friend Gesture, he did one with tacos. So I knew it was like possible to do, that was like a good venue to do it. Like he did like tacos there and then everybody goes inside to the night after. And it's just like, that's how a lot of the stuff in Asia is. It's just like you have this interconnectedness between the food culture and the nightlife all in like, kind of one go. And so we got one of the pho places, Vietnamese food by where I live. I met a guy and he's like, if you're ever doing a party, let me know. And then I remembered I met the guy like 6 months ago and I was like, oh, the guy said if I have a party, he can bring pho to the party. And I called him and I was like, hey bro, like we want to do this night market party. I explained him the concept. He's like, I'm in. And he happens to be DJ too.
No way.
So he loves dance music. It was perfect. And then my aunt and cousin side of the family is Filipino. So I asked my aunt, I was like, hey, Aunt Minnie, can you cook some Filipino food for this? And so she got all the titas together and they all cooked Filipino food. And so we brought the family's Filipino food. And then we had the Vietnamese pho. And then, we just gave it to everybody for free.
Wow.
Yeah, we were just like the first one. Like we want to just make it a good experience. So I covered the food and we made sure it was, going to be good. And everybody got there at doors. And yeah, we sold out the event. And it was just like one of my best event turnouts in like, very long time. And it just goes to show you like, when you come up with like a cool concept like that and it's like you're combining all these things in community and you just go over and above to deliver an experience. And it's just like, that's what it's about. So yeah,
it's genius.
In a nutshell, that's what it is.
It's incredible. I've said this a lot of times on the show, like artist-led activations are the future. And if you can build a world around you and it doesn't have to be difficult, it could just be the things that you like or that you're good at or that are naturally in your world. And, just as you were saying this, I was just thinking about the fact like our condo has our private rooftop and like we've had lots of parties up there with our friends, small parties, but the best party we ever threw was one that was themed because there was props and there was like everybody had to dress up a certain way. It was my husband's 34th birthday, so
what was the theme?
It was Y2K. But like these are all and it was how old are you? I think we're close.
Late 30s.
Okay, I'm
very
30,
Y2K.
Yes, I'm 33. He's 35 now. So like we were Y2K. Like we were young teens, mid-teens, whatever. So everybody understood the assignment. It wasn't like the Gen Z version of what they thought Y2K was. Like it was very much everyone went all out. And we had disposable cameras. I went thrifting and found just like old, VCRs to make decorations or VHSs. And I was like, that was the most fun party ever because everybody just was bought into this like extra thing.
The theme and the concept.
Yes, it gave talking point. Like, it was all our close friends. But it just helped introduce people to each other. It was great. And I just think that that's like such a simple thing that an artist can do to elevate an experience.
Yeah. I mean, it's just at this point too, it's like you got to deepen that fan connection with everything that you're doing. And, there's multiple ways to do that, but I just kind of found my little way to do it,
How many have you done?
We've done 2 so far. It's not something that we can do like all of the time. It's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah. Well, it makes it more special when you do it.
The food vendors and stuff. So we did the first one at Academy in LA. That was last like September or August, I think. Sold out, was great. And then we did another one for Lunar New Year in Orange County at Time Nightclub. We did another one there. And then the next one is going to be in Hawaii, which I'm really excited about.
Oh my God, so
we're doing Hawaii in September in Honolulu. And we specifically picked it just because like just the mix of Asian culture in Hawaii is like very diverse. Like there's just all types of Asian culture in Hawaii, and the food's just so, again, the food's super diverse. The food's really good there. So it just seemed like the perfect place to do it.
And you get to partner with local businesses.
Exactly.
Which is like, just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
I love that aspect that you get to, because, you know, someone might try food at Henry Fong's night market and then be like, well, now I got to go check this restaurant out. Or putting on your family.
Yeah.
Like, that's the coolest thing ever.
We're going to switch the food up for this one. We're going to have like poke and sushi for this one too.
Very cool.
Versus the last ones we had, like people don't understand, doing pho and like soup at an event is
I was wondering.
really difficult.
Yeah.
Like that's like,
Because you have to put pho together too.
No,
or were
you-
they pre?
you have to bring this giant cauldron with the broth in it and stuff and boil it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and also like the process of making pho, people don't understand. It's like one of the most complex things to make. Like just the broth alone takes over 24 hours. And you have to slow cook this beef bone broth and put the bones in there. And it's just like a very like difficult thing to make.
It's the best.
So to like do that, like I literally went straight in for the first two and we're like, yeah, let's just do the most complicated food. I could have easily put a bunch of dumplings on a tray and be like, here you go, you know?
But trial by fire. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's the best way. You just go for it, like full send.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
it's also too, it's like the more difficult something is, it's like the greater the reward is. And like we
Totally.
went in to do like pho and it's just like, the fans are like, whoa.
Yeah,
There's
what was
nobody-
what was the feedback on everything?
Yeah, people loved it.
Yeah.
You know, who doesn't like a bowl of like good soup, whether it's like ramen, pho, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. And putting together something like that will teach you a lot about yourself. It'll
yeah.
challenge you. Like, and I know that you're so big on personal development and just being disciplined.
Yeah.
Was there any like business lessons that you got out of that?
It's just more just like setting up the flow of the night. Like I come from a party throwing background. That's how I like got my start in
Oh,
in
right.
music.
You're a promoter.
Yeah, I was a promoter
Yeah.
and me and my friends did an event. And so just like the value of just like understanding the experience that somebody has in a nightlife event. It's like, luckily I had a good understanding of that, but just like with this, it's like, okay, the people are going to come through and they're going to get, the people that came in early, they get a food ticket, but we can only serve 300 people. So the first 300 people had to get a food ticket and they come in through this way. And then like, what is that fan experience and how are we going to decorate it? Luckily, like my record label Dimmock, they helped me decorate things a lot as well too. Same with my management team. And so like, we're like, okay, we got to hang the lanterns. We hang the lanterns here. Where do we set up the food? So just figuring out like the operational flow. And then it's like, okay, we need people to be done eating by a certain time so they can start going inside. And then they need some time to digest.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And then like on the lineup too, like we actually picked all like AAPI lineup for the first two, which is cool. And so it's like they're going to go inside and then so-and-so is going to be playing and just like what's the flow of the music in the night, you know?
So cool. Yeah. But the logistics
Yeah.
are hard. I actually love, like, I don't know why I love logistics, but I love doing
You
stuff.
love
I
just
do.
the logistics
I'm just
girl.
like a logistics freak. Yeah, I do. And I mean, but then like, because people know I like it, and I would say that's something that I'm good at.
Can I hire you?
Absolutely. I would love, I'm like already doing equations in my head of like how I would put it together. But that's why everyone unfortunately now relies on me to like plan every single thing ever. Cause like, well, Olivia's good at it. Like she'll just do it. So, it's a double-edged sword, but once, like, I feel like that's something that's just, you can really feel accomplished once you've pulled something like that off. And it's almost like, I don't know, like in the middle of it, you're just like, oh my God, like this is actually happening. Everything's working. And then it just goes so fast. And you're like, oh my God, what was that?
My girlfriend's a film producer. She's like done all types of roles. She's been like an executive producer, but she started her career in film as a producer. And if you're a producer on a giant set like that, I didn't realize like that's kind of the skill set of the logistics thing. And like, I don't realize like how organized and on point you have to be like a producer on like some sort of film thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
So
because time is money too, right? Like, and you can't like be wasting time and shooting things over
it's
and
super
over.
hectic on like a film set.
For sure.
So
that's a really cool job.
Yeah, we joke around like when we like have like things and she gets like really granular with the coordination and does everything perfect. We're always like, you're being a producer right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You produced it.
Yeah. No, but that's what it is. I mean, event producer, creative director.
Yeah.
Like you have to wear all those hats. Social media manager.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when I post content about like throwing your own pop-up, because like that's like my biggest that's my biggest, it's called like, that's a hill I'll die on. Like every artist should try to throw some sort of event that they create from start to finish. Even if it doesn't make, you don't sell tickets to it, whatever, it's for your friends, it's in your backyard, create an experience because those are invaluable skills.
Yeah.
And a lot of artists will like complain, like in my comments, like, I don't want to do that. I want to just make music. I'm like, in what job in any life do you just get to do one thing?
Do the thing, yeah.
Does a plumber just plumb, what is it? Plumb. I don't know the verb.
Yeah, they have to go to like trade school and like learn how to do it and like
and they have to like write invoices and like you know what I mean? Like it's just like and so like when you're a DJ, you need to treat yourself like a business.
There's a really good book. It's a classic. It's one of the most classic business books. It's called The E-Myth. And basically what the E-Myth says is when you start out, you're basically like a specialist at something. So let's say you love making cupcakes and you're like, oh, I'm the best cupcake maker in my city. I'm going to make a cupcake business, right? Well, your skill is actually making cupcakes. And then you step into this role as a business owner and you realize it's no longer just about making cupcakes. And then so the E-Myth just talks about like all like of the nuances that come with transitioning from being a specialist to a business owner. And it's like one of as a tale as old as time that happens with everybody that's an entrepreneur, I think, that wants to start a business. So it's the same that goes with this, right?
Yep.
So like the plumbing example or being a DJ, it's like, oh, I just want to make music. And then you step into the role to do it as an actual full-time business. And you realize there's like, oh shit. Yeah. I got a lot of things to do.
And you gotta find a way to enjoy it or to outsource what you don't enjoy.
Totally.
And it's like there's so many things that I had to do at the start of being, a business owner that I didn't like, but I worked until I could outsource it.
Yeah.
I worked, like I found a way to make enough money to outsource the things I didn't want to do. And there's still a lot of things that I have to do. We're sitting in here without a camera operator.
Yeah, you must have learned how to set up the lights and everything.
I didn't want to. I definitely didn't want to.
Setting up a podcast is not easy at all.
Thank you.
And then you got to upload it to YouTube. And then what's the thumbnail going to be?
Yeah, there's so many steps. Yeah, and I've been able to outsource like the parts that are most difficult for me. But like, do I want to outsource everything at one point? Except for obviously the conversation and the story. But like all the thumbnail, like all that bullshit. Yes, I want to outsource it, but it's just part of the game.
And also, if you know how to do all of the things, then that's how you can teach people how to do it.
Yeah. I don't remember, I think it was you and I that talked about that, like in our first chat too, something about just like learning how to do everything yourself before you start to outsource, at least in some capacity.
Yeah.
Because then you can find the right people to work with.
Yeah, because if you haven't done the thing, that's like,
how do you know what you even, how do you even communicate,
Yeah.
Like what you want if you've never tried it yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah. So what else is coming up for you? You have the night market in Hawaii. That's in September.
Yeah.
What else are you working on?
Just trying to figure out like music stuff as well too. Like I feel like every couple years I kind of try to evolve the sound a bit, and I'm at this like crossroads where I'm like figuring out what the next evolution in the sound's going to be a bit. And it's like, yeah, so I've just been really taking the time this year to just like figure out what that is. So I made a couple records in just like all different styles, and we're just trying to line them up. I kind of missed the summer release thing because like I was figuring out what I was like actually making.
Yeah.
And so finally got a couple records done now though, and we're gonna put them out from now till the end of the year, and just gonna try them out and just see how they do.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
just different styles.
I think the timeline, obviously, there's always like this thing in the back of your mind, like any creative, it's like, I got to do this on this timeline or whatever. But the important thing is that the product that you put out, you're happy with and you're confident in.
Yeah. I mean, there's two trains of thought with like music releases these days. It's like a lot of people, like more of like the industry people, will tell you got to do one song a month and it has the consistency and the Spotify algorithm and this and that and everything. And then there's like another train of thought where it's like, what about if you just focus on a bunch of high quality records? So you'll see like different artists use these different things, right? So there's like these hip hop artists, they'll drop like 2 songs a month and they'll just post so much content and they're just like quantity, which works because you can cut through and then one of the songs is eventually going to pop. But then you have an artist like somebody who I respect, the way they have built their brand and their strategy and things like that is someone like Dom Dalla. If you look at Dom Dalla, it's like, he's not putting out 1 song a month. He puts out like 3 or 4 really fucking good songs a year. And you just focus on these like really high quality singles per year. And I like that too. It's like, that's really cool. Cause like wait till you have the really, really best ones, pick the best and like hyper focus on like the 4, you know what I mean? I think that's cool. Cause that strategy is like, it's kind of the opposite of what everybody tells you to do. But then you look at someone like that and it's like, he's built such a prolific career because the songs he put out are very good and they're high quality. And then you can also focus your time versus just like, here's a song, let's promote it for 4 weeks. Here's a song, let's promote it for 4 weeks. Here's a song. You know what I'm saying? Like that can, it's just like, you burn everybody out on promoting music, I think. And so there's 2 trains of thought. And I think both work, by the way. It just really depends on what you're after. So I kind of want to figure out, it's like this year, it's like I haven't put out that many songs. Unfortunately, they probably didn't have the high quality to become hits, but it's part of the game. So yeah, I'm just kind of just figuring out that like what that new type of release cadence is as well too.
Yeah, I think that like constantly putting out music, and it's not true in all cases, but that's something that the advice I hear from producers to new producers is do that when you're first starting out.
Yes.
You know, to get to like just like
I think it's good
put
when
in
you're
the
first
reps.
starting out.
Yeah.
Totally.
But then you start to kind of adjust, you know, and it's like, I'm not comparing music and content, but I also think that makes sense, right? Because when you're trying to build an audience through your music, through online, like you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're like, all right, what's gonna hit
work?
for me?
You don't even know what's gonna work.
Yeah. But then once you start to get some success and you see what people are responding to, then you kind of figure out where to iterate.
Yeah, maybe that's a better way to position it. Maybe it's like more you're doing to break through, you're doing the volume. And then as you mature a little bit, then you can just focus on a couple key singles.
And
things like that.
I don't know. I haven't gotten the updated lore because it's very hard to get in touch with my own brother these days. Did the Get Busy... Wait, you remixed... No, the Sean Paul song.
Yeah, Sean Paul Temperature.
Temperature, not Get Busy. Did that sample get cleared?
So yes. So funny enough, I met Sean Paul a while ago, and him and his producer, they were using my samples, and they made an album a couple out like years ago, and he like followed me and he's like, yo bro, we're like using all your sample pack on my album. I was like, oh shit. So we started chatting, and I worked with a lot of the dancehall artists over the years, and it's just like a genre of music that I absolutely love, grew up listening to, being in South Florida. So it's my favorite music, dancehall reggae. But so we connected, me and Sean Paul, and then basically when I met your brother, Prapa, I was just like, yo, let's do something. And I was like, look, let's do a remix first. Cause I was like, you know, you're the remix guy. I love doing remixes too. And then we were flirting with ideas, and I was like, dude, how about Sean Paul Temperature? I was like, I know it's a legendary one. It's going to be like, let's just go for it and just do an absolute club weapon and not overthink it. And then, so it was that one. We had a couple versions of it. We finished it and we're like, okay, what do we do with it? And I'm like, should I just like send this to Sean Paul, dude? Like, kind of haven't talked to him in like maybe like
he was using your sample packs, so like I feel like that's
So I like started posting videos of us playing it at the shows, and then I would like tag him, and he saw them, and then he was reposting on his story.
Such a smart strategy.
He's like, oh shit, this is going off. And then I texted him. I'm like, yo, bro, like super random, but we did this Temperature remix. Like, would you be down to like get this out? He's like, absolutely. And he's like, connected us to his management team, and then we had to connect to this label. The label's called VP Records. VP Records it's one of the most legendary record labels in reggae and dancehall. They basically own all of the hits that you've ever heard. Basically, is a lot of them are on VP Records, and so they own Sean Paul Temperature, and so VP cleared it, and now we're just waiting on a release date because it's like the 10/12 20-year anniversary, I think. The 20-year anniversary of Sean Paul's album. And so they're figuring out how to incorporate the remix into it. So we're just waiting on like the 20-year release kind of thing.
I have such a vivid memory of my mom picking me up from my friend's house, and she like went to go talk to my friend's mom. So they're standing by the front door and the car's on and it comes on Kiss FM temperature, and we turn it up. My friend and I were standing in the driveway and we start like dancing, you know, because I took dance classes forever. And like you just saying that was 20 years ago. Yeah, it makes sense. I was like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe that song's that old.
I know. So hopefully they're going to, you know, put it out with the 20-year album. And
that's
we'll have an
incredible.
official one with Sean Paul, but we're just waiting. It's taken a bit, but
yeah, all good things do.
He's super cool too, by the way. Like people don't understand, like in dance hall, like when you work with some of these dance hall artists, they'll just like talk to you on the phone. They'll just like call you on the phone.
That's crazy.
It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then like you go meet other genres of people in music and they're just like texting and they like won't get on the phone. It's like, it's weird these days, like younger kids in electronic music, they're like, just fucking call me on the phone, dude. And people get so weird about calling people on the phone. And yet there's this legend, Sean Paul, that just hop on the phone. You know?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to like. I've already taken one shot at Gen Z in this episode. I love Gen Z, but I do think there's something to be said about maybe the communication skills.
People get weird about voice memos too. I'm like, I personally love voice memos.
Oh, I do. I voice memo.
I'm a voice memo guy.
Yeah. The only thing is when people leave like 5-minute voice memos.
You can't do that.
I have a few offenders who do that to me, and I'm just like,
or like multiple ones in a row.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. But a quick voice memo is so much more efficient. Sometimes
totally.
It's mostly better for the sender.
You can get the emotion out too. And the
That's
context.
True. Yes. I had to communicate something a little bit touchy the other day, and I was like, I'm not going to text this. I'm going to send a voice memo when I actually should have just called. But people like think this is weird because like I have a podcast and I, you know, talk like for a living, but like I'm actually pretty introverted. Like I pretty much stick to myself all day. Like I might not talk to someone for an entire day. So I don't call as much, but I do voice memo. But yeah, my husband is someone who refuses to text. He's just like, just fucking call me if you want something.
Old school. I love
He's
that.
very old school. Yeah, you're right. Like the young kids are.
All the big old school artists, man, they'll hop on the phone.
Yeah.
And then these new artists,
Like
they just
nothing.
want to DM you on Instagram. It's like, dude, just call me on the phone, bro.
I think that's
Bring back the phone.
Yeah. Bring back the phone.
People will literally, you'll get a call and people will like panic.
I know they will.
Oh my God, someone's calling me.
Yeah.
What?
No, yeah. The calls. I never panic by a call. What I don't like, which I feel like some of the young kids do, is they FaceTime all the time.
Oh, unwarranted. Okay,
unwarranted. I don't like an unwarranted FaceTime.
Okay,
but
I
a
can
call
see that.
all day.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I don't initiate a lot of conversations, I guess is what I was getting at. But a call, yeah. If we can get this over with in it's so much more efficient. So, I mean,
the worst is not just the unwarranted FaceTime, but your friends that unwarranted FaceTime you when they're drunk. So they get home at like 9 p.m. and they've been out drinking all day, and then the FaceTime start coming in.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, so and so's just been drinking all day. Dude.
I know, and you know it, and you don't want to answer.
Like, what's up?
Yeah,
dude?
I don't answer. Or I'm always afraid. Like, I only have the location for a couple people. My brother, my husband. I just got on the location game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just did. Because I didn't really want people to know where I was either. And then I have a couple of my friends because I don't know. I don't even know why. But like I will straight up, if they FaceTime me, check their location. Because like, what if they're with somebody and like, you know, I'm like in my PJs or something and I don't want to see anybody.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I get that. I'm a little dodgy in that way. But all that being said, call me anytime.
Me and all my surfing friends, we share a location. I have a couple friends that they can see the location because like when it's like, hey bro, I'm about to paddle out at so-and-so.
For
and they
safety?
No, they just like, you want to see what spot you're surfing and so then they can come meet you.
Oh, that's smart.
It's like if you're ahead of them, all right, hey bro, I'm going to go paddle out at wherever. And then they can see where your car's parked.
Yeah. That's very smart.
And they can meet you out in the water.
That's really smart. Okay, that's a good reason to use things. Yeah. And then here's me. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Like I'm trying to hide. But back to Sean Paul. That's very cool. that he just called you and that he was so open about everything. It's really great when like you meet those big names and they're just so kind and, agreeable.
For sure. So hopefully that'll come out before the year ends. And then also been trying to crack YouTube lately too. So on the side too, I mentor artists as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Part of that was like, I make some content on YouTube to help artists out. And so I made a couple YouTube videos. So I've done a lot of work the last year to just like crack YouTube. As you know, it's like a lot of production needs to go into YouTube.
Yeah.
And the way it's scripted and the way the thumbnails are. And there's like a very particular way to do YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I finally had this one video that just like cut through big time. And I was like, oh, after researching YouTube and watching all of these videos on how to do things for like months, like cracked it. At least with this one video, I cracked it.
Yeah. It's so exciting. Yeah. It feels like a bigger accomplishment to have a YouTube video go viral than any other platform. Because you put...
There's just so much more value in the long form too. Like, it's like,
you put way more work into it.
This video is 20 minutes long. And I was like telling basically the video, like, the title and thumbnail are so important in YouTube. But the way the title reads, it's just like, here's how I went from a local DJ to a world touring DJ, basically.
Yeah.
And I just told my story every step by the way. I wasn't like, this is what you have to do. This is what you should. It's like, this is what I did. And there's some lessons to take away from it type thing. And I just told every part of the journey. And yeah, it just really resonated with people. And so I've been just trying to work on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, your hustle never stops. And I appreciate you came here straight from the airport. So thank you. Thank you for joining me. I know
clothes.
You're in your those are good airport clothes though. Like some people go like full kind of a little sloppy, That's very put together. So
I don't know, it's just black, but
yeah, well that black on black is like that's like always the safest bet.
Yeah.
You always look put together.
I'm pretty sure when I saw you in Miami, you were wearing all black in Miami. And
I was. Oh yeah, I forgot.
All black.
Yep, I forgot. We ran into each other down the street.
Yeah.
I was like, have I ever seen him in person? And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I was with my manager and everybody.
You were with Corinne.
Yeah.
It's a small world, isn't it?
But I saw you wearing all black in Miami, and I was like, works in the music industry.
It does, because otherwise you're fucking crazy for wearing black in 90-something degrees.
Yeah, Miami is like, I love Miami though. Miami Music Week's special.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't think I'm going to go for 7 days again.
You went for, oh God.
That was because I had meetings set up and I didn't end up going to half of the things, like half of the parties that we had planned on. I just slept. So we got a nice hotel though, at least.
Yeah.
I have to be a little bit more mindful about how I do it next year. And I spoke
it's like $400 a night and you stay for a week.
Oh my God, it was oh my God, the money. I could not,
Yeah.
it was more expensive than a recent trip to Austria.
Oh my God.
Which is fucked. But I spoke at WMC too, which is why I had to be there on Wednesday.
I think I walked by that on the outside.
Yeah.
I was going to DJ on the pool deck or something.
Oh,
and then you guys were having some sort of panel.
Yep.
What was the panel for?
What panel was I doing?
Was it social media?
Yeah, social media.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I should have listened.
There were some really good people on that panel. There's so many people in the music industry are willing to, like you, are willing to give your knowledge to others. And like, that's why it's so great to have you on the show, because that's what this show is all about. And so thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Of course.
And joining me again. That is your weekly elevation. Here's what I want you to take away from Henry's story. While everyone else is fighting for attention in the same oversaturated spaces, you can be creating something completely your own. Henry didn't just throw another club night, he brought in his family's Filipino cooking, he found pho vendors, and he created an experience that his fans literally can't get anywhere else, I guess unless they fly to Asia, but he's doing it right here in the United States. The artists who survive the next decade won't be the ones with the most followers. They will be the ones who build their own worlds that fans want to be part of. What world are you going to create? Oh, and quick reminder, Chicago Music Nexus tickets are moving fast. We just announced all the pre-party details. Those are now live. Do not sleep on this one. All the details are in the show notes. Remember, success in dance music isn't about luck. It's about strategy. And I will talk to you next week.